can Steve McNair of Alcorn State or any Division I AA player capture the Heisman Trophy? ABC Sports presents college football. And today from Huntsville, Texas, the Braves of Alcorn State are here to take on the Sam Houston State Bearcats. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Zabriskie. Welcome to Huntsville and Bowers Stadium. Along with me, Everson Walls. We'll also be joined on the sideline by Harry Carson. ABC Sports happy to be here looking for a good football game today. But in all honesty, Everson, we probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Alcorn's number 9, Steve Air McNair.
Well, this do-it-all quarterback is probably the most exciting Heisman Trophy candidate to come out in some time. He has put up some unbelievable numbers. And if Alcorn's going to be successful today, they're going to be riding solely on his arm.
You don't do what he's done without a talented group of receivers, and Alcorn State has them led by number 1 Marcus Hinton. In fact, Sam Houston State thinks so much of this 6'6 receiver, they have dedicated one guy in their secondary to do nothing, Everson, but follow him around all day, and that's number 9, Era Palmer.
Well, Era Palmer is 6'1", 205 pounds. And if you're going to stop a prolific passing attack such as Alcorn's, you're going to need an aggressive secondary, and Era Palmer is that player. If the Bearcats are going to be successful today, their defense is going to have to play extremely well.
We will be back on a glorious day here in East Texas as Air McNair goes for it against undefeated Sam Houston State. Report now from Harry Carson. Harry.
All right, guys, I'm standing here with Dr. Martin Andersman, who is the president of Sam Houston State University. You know, a week and a half ago, this game would have been played at 7 o'clock in the evening.
That's right.
But ABC came in, and you guys were gracious enough to move it to 2:30. What has this done for the university? I understand that today's Parents' Day, and the whole university came together.
That's true. We have a great spirit. We've been working on school spirit for 5 years now since I've been here, and this is the most spirit I've seen in a week leading up to a game since I've been here. We were on the map. We had articles all over the country. The quarterback for Alcorn, of course, is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. We couldn't be happier.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, guys.
Marcus Hinton with the first pass reception, the first pass thrown today by Steve McNair, and a gain of about 9. And there's Era Palmer, number 9, right on Marcus Hinton. But that's a load right there, 6'6", 235.
And of course, now we're seeing what Alcorn is good at. They're opening up the game already, almost a no-huddle style offense. And this is when you're going to have to see Sam Houston's defense really pick it up, because this can really run your defensive lineman down to the ground. And
one guy that can run him around is certainly Steve McNair, who is a great scrambler. He's running from the shotgun, as he did on the first down, completing it. And breaking a tackle is number 86, Kobe Jenkins. Jenkins gets away for a huge gain before he's finally run out of bounds by David Garrett on the far sideline.
Now, no matter what you do with Alcorn, you can shut one receiver down, but you've got at least 4 more on the field at one time who can do things just like this. That was what you call a great play. If he had the speed, he would have broken it all the way. But at the same time, this is what we like to see Alcorn do: open up the ball game and show what McNair, how effective McNair can be.
A gain of 41. McNair cannot quite get away entirely. What a job by the Sam Houston State secondary, as McNair will be stopped just about at the line of scrimmage. And I guess you'd have to call that a coverage sack if you could call it a sack. Elvin Massenberg, number 92, finally tripped him up.
Well, as a defensive back, I can appreciate this kind of play. He's got all day to throw the ball. That's the toughest thing for a defensive back, is to keep up with wide receivers while you've got a quarterback with that kind of ability running around like that. Excellent job by the Bearcats.
Second down. McNair avoiding the rush again. And completing it, bumped out of bounds immediately, is Chalonzo Miller. David Garrett, number 16 there, but sophomore Chalonzo Miller out of Atlanta, Georgia, with a leaping reception and a first down inside the 15.
Already we've seen 3 different receivers catching the ball and making big plays for Alcorn. The secondary for the Bearcats really have their work cut out for them.
It's a gain of 19. And again, 3 wide receivers to the left on 1st and 10. McNair continuing to operate from the shotgun. Now he runs it up, fumbles the football. From the officials, they're saying he was down. Elvin Massenberg, number 92, again there, along with number 6, Derek Gray, who may have come up with a loose ball, but it is ruled to be not a fumble at the 10.
Yeah, good for the Braves that the ground can't cause a fumble. Good coverage once again by the Bearcats secondary. Oh, I don't know. That was kind of close, Steve.
Boy, it was. It looked like it might have been coming out before he hit the ground. But it is 2nd down. The ball just inside the 10. Pattern and a touchdown. Kobe Jenkins.
See, that's the difference between the Bearcats and the Braves. The Bearcats are conservative. They take a while to get it down there. The Braves, they were down there in 5 plays, touchdown. They really accelerate the pace of the game. That's why it's going to be good for Sam Houston to really revolve their players and do a lot of substituting to keep fresh legs on the field.
David Chicana, a sophomore from Houston, coming in to attempt the extra point, and it is good. 7:24 to go in the first quarter. Air McNair brings back Alcorn State, and we're tied. Or 5:19 rather. And Robert Watson says we need to start actually at a minute 14. There we go. Again from the shotgun with 3 wide receivers to the left, 1st and 10. Pressure again. He can run. And a hammering block on big number 55, Dedrick Manigault. One of the receivers came back and just laid him out.
What you try to do is have what you call a spy for a mobile quarterback such as McNair. Well, I think that spy just got found out. There he goes. He's the one that's supposed to be keeping up with McNair, but McNair has so much speed.
It's Kobe Jenkins, number 86, who came back for the block.
You've got to have a spy with speed to keep up with this quarterback.
Screen pass to the right. And nowhere to run for Tony Bullock. A lot of orange shirts got there in a hurry. Mike Brown, number 3, among them. Mike Brown, a wide receiver who's playing in the defensive backfield for the first time this year today.
You know, defensive coordinator Mike Lucas was saying that his defense now has a lot more speed. And that's always evident when you show how they react to screen passes. This is a screen pass before the offense can even react or act. The defense for the Bearcats already reacted and made a great play for a loss.
It is 3rd and 10. McNair has time and completes it. And it's fumbled by Donald Ray Ross, picked up by Chris Hall, the strong safety. And another break for Sam Houston State.
That's the athletic ability that I'm talking about.
And Donald Ray Ross is still down. He was hammered after catching that ball and separated from it. Chris Hall just leveled him, number 8, the strong safety.
That's what happens when you go over the middle against an aggressive secondary. A good pass and a good catch, but an excellent hit.
Dedrick Manigault picked the ball up. He was hit and dropped it. And it was Chris Hall who also recovered the fumble.
I think we've got 2 people down now. Nice pass over the middle. Excellent catch. But you just can't slow down fast enough when you've got a guy like that coming at you.
The ball came out again.
Looks like Keystone.
Remember, they are undefeated. 3-0 coming into today, and they now lead 21-7. The first quarter of games, usually, Alcorn State controls. McNair letting it go. Hinton's. Is he inbounds or out? Yep, he got it inbounds. Apparently, Era Palmer's going to argue.
But I think it was there.
It was a gain of 32 nonetheless. From midfield, McNair going again for him. pass too long, and he gets bumped by Air Palmer, but the ball not catchable, and so not an interference.
Well, if he was forced out by Palmer, then obviously it's a good call. But still, the referee, I think he came up with that one after the play was over. After he had a chance to think about it.
McNair flips it long, incomplete, intended for Corey White, who was open but could not hold on. Era Palmer and 16 David Garrett both back there chasing Dory White. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Now you can see why we're so excited about this guy, McNair. Not only can he pass, but he can throw on the run. This is a perfect pass.
He just flipped that ball that went 30 yards, maybe 40.
Well, last week against Chattanooga, he threw 70 yards on a rope for a touchdown in the first play of the game.
3rd and 10. Lots of time. Complete to Hinton, first down. Hinton inside the 30 at the 28. Dropped by number 28, Cedric Bryant, the safety.
I don't know what happened. He wasn't matched up with Palmer this particular time. So they must have been in the zone defense. McNair picked that zone apart. Got a free safety in the middle. McNair reads it very well. Good passing system that the Braves have. They come at you from all angles, so you really can't isolate on one person.
There was a penalty on that play of defensive holding called against Sam Houston State. And with the 20-yard gain to Marcus Hinton, obviously, the penalty. The ball at the Sam Houston State 28. Alcorn driving, trailing 21-7. Final minutes of the first quarter. Complete to his brother Tim McNair. Out of bounds for a gain of about 8 near the 20. Mike Brown, number 3, took him out of bounds. Tim McNair, also a senior. He redshirted a year. He's actually a little older than brother Steve McNair, but they're both seniors in eligibility this year.
Well, if you were Tim, wouldn't you want to stay there an extra year with
Absolutely.
your brother? I'd redshirt too.
Especially being a receiver.
Right.
Second down, about 2 yards to go. Again from the shotgun.
So far, they've been working the 3-receiver side on this open trip formation. There they go again.
Marcus Hinton, first down inside the 15. Trey Woods, number 23, who's really a story for Sam Houston State, a young man born without a right hand. You can see that he has no arm below the elbow. He blocks kicks. He plays the secondary. He can catch the ball as well as any two-handed guy. Just a phenomenal, inspirational story. Trey Woods.
I believe Trey also intercepted McNair the last time that they played against
I think they did last year, that's right. But McNair and company, first down from the 13. And they're going to get him. He ran right into Derek Gray, number 6. And Gray waited for help. Gray's 220. He's big enough to just about match McNair pound for pound.
Well, this is what you have to do against a scrambling quarterback. You can't go all out to try and take this guy's head off. Just hold him up enough so that you can get help until the cavalry arrives, as they say.
Mark Tidwell, 43, and Billy Holmes, 51, joined in on the fun. Second down, about 14 to go. Hinton again, inside the 10. Again, it's Trey Woods along with number 8, Chris Hall, the strong safety. And if you're going to bring that guy down, you better bring some help.
Well, you can see why Hinton led the SWAC conference in receiving last year and also on his way to doing it once again this year.
3rd down and 6. The ball just inside the 10. 3 wide receivers to the right for Alcorn State. McNair incomplete, intended for Donald Ray Ross. Coming over the middle, and he was blasted by David Garrett, number 16. Could not hold on.
This is what I call good coverage for any guy. And I think Ross was a little bit shell-shocked from the last time he went over the middle. Didn't look like he wanted that ball too much.
David Jacana, number 8, on to attempt a field goal. They'll mark it at the 17, so it'll be a 27-yard attempt. And it's good. The kicking game has not been strong for Alcorn State, but David Jacana, a sophomore from Houston, gets the field goal, and it's 21-10. Sam Houston State leading Alcorn State. We have just... Let's get another report from the sideline and Harry Carson.
You know, Steve, following up on the Trey Woods story, it really is a very inspirational story because he was born without here. You've got scouts from all over. If you look at the graphic, you've got teams from... You've got scouts from the New England Patriots, Jacksonville Jaguars. Carolina Panthers are very interesting because Carolina has the first pick in the draft, and Steve McNair might be that first pick. I was talking with Edwin Bailey, who was a friend of mine. He played at South Carolina State with me. He said Steve McNair really is the real deal. But the more interesting thing is there are a lot of other players here who will see, by their play, the scouts will see them, and they will open the scouts' eyes. Guys like John Solomon, Eric Palmer, and also Charles Harris from Sam Houston State.
That's a good point, Harry, because otherwise the scouts may not see those players. The fact that they were here for Steve McNair. McNair is 11 of 14 for 160 yards so far. Again from the shotgun. First down. Complete to Marcus Hinton. And Hinton dragged down as he gets across the 40 by number 19, Jeff Jordy, a senior from Oak Ridge, Texas.
Well, right now the Bearcats are not being good hosts for the fact that McNair is bringing all these scouts for the guys to see him.
Hinton may have twisted an ankle on the play. You can see that his ankles are heavily taped outside of his shoes. So he's out of there, but 4 other receivers are deployed on second down, about 4. Incomplete, intended for Tim McNair. And that time Steve McNair was getting pressure from John Solomon, number 45, a senior from Houston who came from that defensive end position hard. It'll be 3rd and 4.
You know, I've been trying to think of a name for a nickname for Tim McNair. We've got Air McNair, so I was thinking Flair McNair.
McNair. Okay. If he took off his helmet, we might look at him and maybe decide if we want to call him Hair McNair. If he shaved his head, I'd vote for
Hairless McNair.
There you go. There you go. 3rd down. Quick pass complete. Kobe Jenkins has enough for the first down as he's about at the 46 or 7 in the grasp of Cedric Bryant, number 28.
Kobe's trying to do a repeat. He almost split the tackles. He almost split the defenders there for another big play, but this time they were ready for it.
First down. McNair still looking upfield. Incomplete. It was intended for Tim McNair at about the 34. Eric Anderson, number 10, a junior from Humble, Texas, or as they often say in East Texas, Humble, without the H, Texas, and the coverage.
My people are from East Texas, and I didn't know that's how we said it.
Some people do, some people don't.
I'm just a Dallas boy, you know.
I lived in Houston. We called it Humble.
That's what I thought. Is it Houston?
Yeah, that's Houston with a U. Second down. 10. Lots of time. Incomplete. Intended for Donald Ray Rawson. Went right through his hands. Trey Woods covering on the play. Made the tackle. And then Rawson, he got into it a little bit. I think Trey's got a few more guys on his side, however, around here at the point.
Well, you know, I heard about Trey Woods. They say he's kind of cuckoo. I don't think Ross wants to mess with this guy.
You know, Trey Woods may not have known that he didn't catch the ball. And what you should do is not take anything for granted. He went ahead with the tackle.
No, it was a good play by Trey, no doubt about it. I think the Braves receivers now are kind of frustrated at this point.
3rd and 10. Alcorn still at their own 47. Complete. Kobe Jenkins, first down inside the 40. Trey Woods again, number 23. The coverage along with Eric Anderson, number 10. It's a gain of 14. They mark it at the 39.
Well, right now the Bearcats secondary is playing a little bit deeper, making McNair work for everything he can get. So they're going right now, because the end of the half is coming up pretty soon, they just don't want to give up any big plays.
McNair going without the huddle. And always from the shotgun. Set for the running play. He has not taken a snap from under center. Is it complete? Yes. At the 30, Donald Ray Ross hit immediately by Ara Palmer. Just short of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Now, right now, Ross leads the Braves in scoring with 5 touchdowns. So he's also been a good target for McNair. The closer they get to the end zone, the more they start to look for Ross.
Quarterbacks love 2nd and 1. Good diving catch by Kobe Jenkins right in front of Trey Woods. Kobe came back for the ball very well, and it's a first down near the 20 of Sam Houston State. We have 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's 28-10. Sam Houston State leading Alcorn State, but the Braves are driving with Air McNair at the helm.
And they're driving real fast, too. They don't waste much time.
McNair throws back. Kobe Jenkins, touchdown. And again, they win against number 22, Joey Foster, as Kobe Jenkins took it into the end zone. And there's how McNair runs around, finds somebody, and is, with that arm, able to throw the ball in any direction.
And only with McNair can you do this. You scramble to the right, and you throw back to the left across the field. Most coaches wouldn't advise that, but when you got McNair, you don't need much advice at all.
David Jacana on to attempt the extra point. He drives it through there. And Steve McNair with his 92nd career touchdown, 3rd place on the all-time NCAA touchdown passing list. Kelly and the AFC champion Buffalo Bills. That'll be at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Boy, we've got Air McNair here today.
And then Kelly and
Elway. God. You're going to see some balls up in there on ABC in the next few days.
Serious quarterbacking. Well, we talked about what great field position Sam Houston State has enjoyed. Alcorn has not, and this is the worst of it right here, as they'll have to start at their own 5. Sam Houston State leading 28-17. As you see, just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. McNair from his own end zone, under pressure.
Nice move.
Boy, he can run. Getting out to about the 13, short of a first down. Joey Foster, number 22, one of the first to get to him and get enough of him to get him down. You can see that Aaron Beatty and McNair have been going at it. McNair's got more yardage and TDs, but Aaron Beatty's got the lead right now.
You know, the fact that Aaron Beatty has 122 yards passing, that's a plus for the Bearcats. We never expected him to have that much almost for the entire game.
2nd down. As McNair signals from the shotgun position. Incomplete. Intended for Chalonzo Miller, number 82, coming across the middle. He was covered by Marcus King, number 26, the free safety. Cardell Jones won 25 games. This is his 4th year as the head man at Alcorn State.
Well, you see what they're doing on this 3-receiver side. They're sending the 2 inside receivers up the field to clear out the defense for the outside receiver to come across. That's one of their favorite patterns, but they do have many combinations.
3rd and 2, and flags and some preliminary movement. And I don't know whether it was McNair who started early, but somebody may have moved too soon for the Braves offense.
You know, in a situation like that, sometimes the center doesn't have the snap count down, and McNair is ready for the snap. He's moving backwards. The tackle's ready for the snap. He's moving backwards. And the center comes out smelling like a rose.
False start on the offense. 5. Still first down.
Yeah, it's never the center's fault because nobody can do anything until he snaps. Right. Well, that's a tough one there for Alcorn State. It moves it back from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
That was a big penalty right there. We'll see what McNair does with it.
Trey Woods to knock that ball away from Kobe Jenkins. John Solomon, number 45, was chasing McNair all over the place, and Trey Woods with a diving deflection.
McNair got out of trouble very easily, but maybe the Bearcat fans are used to seeing stuff like this, but this is really inspirational for me. A guy out there not just going to lay down, as they've proven the last 2 times they played the Braves.
Well, one thing Alcorn's got to do is keep Sam Houston from having to go only 47 yards to score. Field position and turnovers have been a huge part of this game, and that's what's led to McNair being on the sideline.
Bearcats have a complete team, and the special teams has a lot to do with that.
Again from the shotgun. Again, 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quick pass, complete. Number 82, Chalonzo Miller, hit immediately by Era Palmer.
I think McNair better be a little bit more choosy on who he throws the ball to. To me, if Palmer's in that area, I'm not going to throw it to his man.
Let's listen to the hit by Era Palmer. An all too familiar sound to Mr. Walls.
I can't believe I used to do that.
McNair just does get it away, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Kobe Jenkins. He had pressure that time from Zenon Flores, number 98, who almost got to Steve McNair.
See, that's what a hit like Palmer will do to some wide receivers. If the ball's just a little high, the wide receivers are jumping up, but they're looking behind them for a Bearcat secondary man to clock them, as you might say.
They get alligator arms. Those arms get real short. They want to be stretched out there. Sam Houston's defense with 10 guys up on the line of scrimmage.
I think they're just disguising, but it is a man-to-man defense.
Lots of time for McNair. And finally, he completes it to Kobe Jenkins. Jenkins has enough for the first down as he's outside the 40. Mike Brown, number 3, makes the tackle.
Mike Brown on the stop.
Now, Mike Brown is a wide receiver for the Bearcats. We didn't talk about this earlier, but defensive coordinator Mike Lucas is pulling out all stops to make sure that they don't make any mistakes and they increase their chances of stopping McNair.
Gain of 12. Just inside the 45. And it's complete. The brother Tim at the 35 of Sam Houston State. Eric Anderson, number 10, with the tackle.
Might have a roughing the passer penalty.
That's what it is. That's the preliminary indication. Steve McNair took a shot. You saw him holding his elbow. But a big gain on the completion to brother Tim McNair.
One of the knocks against McNair is that he throws the ball too hard and too much on the line. That was a perfect pass. It went over the defender's head, dropped right into the receiver for a good gain. And they're adding on more yards for the penalty. So this is a big play.
Here's referee Robert Watson.
Roughing the passer on the defense. 15, automatic first down.
Let's take a look at it.
McNair's a big quarterback, but you got to keep it legal.
Dwayne Granger, number 91, 260 pounds of lineman, hit him a little late.
He's just happy to be there.
Yeah, that's right. That's his goal, is to get to McNair. Hard to turn it off. McNair now with over 13,000 career passing yards with that reception. Again, he has lots of time. In the back of the end zone. No, out of the end zone. Tim McNair did not come down inbounds. It'll be an incomplete pass.
You know, if you just watch these Alcorn receivers down the field, once they make their initial move, if they're covered, then they work for position because they know they're going to have a lot of time with McNair back there quarterback. Just out of bounds. All you need is 1 foot. Still didn't get anything in.
1:39 remaining in the first half. Second down, 10. It was intended for Kobe Jenkins at the 5-yard line. He was covered by 16 David Garrett and 75 Barry Weaver, sophomore defensive end, coming hard on McNair. Let's get an update on the injured receiver, Marcus Hinton, from Harry Carson. Harry.
Steve, I was just talking with Carlos Evers, the trainer for Alcorn State. He said that Marcus Hinton has a contusion on his calf. He was spraying it down with freeze, and he's also wrapping it. I think some of these Alcorn Braves players are having some problems with burns off the artificial surface. As you know, they play on grass.
Thanks, Harry. It'll be interesting to see if Hinton makes it back. And now flags fly. They may not have gotten it off in time. The crowd really getting into it and being exhorted by Sam Houston's defense. Illegal procedure. Somebody moved. And it was 3rd and 10 at the time. A reminder that tonight Paul Hogan will star in Crocodile Dundee 2 on the ABC Family Movie at 8 Eastern, 7 Central Time. And then it'll be the season's premiere of The Commish, revealing an incredible turn in Tony's life, all tonight here on ABC. Well, now it's going to be 3rd and 15. A minute and a half to go in the first half. Under pressure, he's dropped. John Solomon, number 45. Elvin Massenberg, number 92. Both in there.
There's another coverage sack by the Bearcats. McNair doesn't want to force it in there right now, which is good. I think he'd rather take that sack right there and maybe have a chance at a 4th down, because you know it is 4th down territory with less than a minute to go in the game.
The ball at the 26. 4th down. 16 yards to go. Incomplete. It was intended for Percy Singleton. And number 6 down on the sideline. Sam Houston State leading Air McNair and Alcorn State 35-17. Turnovers a big part of the game, Everson, as we mentioned in the first half. Dory White muffing this punt inside his own 10-yard line. Era Palmer comes down to pick it up. They rule that he gained possession at the 2, but Sam Houston State took it in.
That just lets you know how important the special teams is for any ball game on any level of football.
And here's what Steve McNair does so well. Gets open, finds the open man. He hits Kobe Jenkins here for a 20-yard touchdown.
Use all arm on that pass, throwing against his body, against the grain. Only McNair can do that.
And Wayne Coleman running at tailback. This 2-yard run is what gave Sam Houston State their 35-17 halftime lead.
Shows the domination of the Bearcats offensive line throughout the ball game.
And statistically, I think one of the surprises is the number of yards that Stacy Arambidi and Sam Houston State has thrown for.
A welcome plus for Ron Randleman and the Bearcats. 141 yards already at halftime. As far as the rushing yards is concerned, 106 for Sam Houston State. That directly correlates to them and their 15 minutes and 20 seconds in time of possession. They're doing exactly what they need to do. They're controlling the ball, and they're keeping McNair off the field.
And you can see McNair had 262 yards in the first half passing on 20 of 32 attempts. He completed 2 of those for touchdowns. He has not thrown an interception, so he's had a great first half, even though his team's trailing. And of course, he has been the center of attention in the media world. That's one reason we're here today.
Well,
Cover boy and everything else.
You see, he's got a large amount of the Braves offense. He's always at least close to 90% of Alcorn's offense throughout his entire career. Nothing's changed so far up until this half.
No, he's got 262 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now that's a fantastic game for most guys. He's done that in the first half. But Everson, if his team does not win today, do you think it will hurt his chances for the Heisman, even if he throws for 500 yards?
Well, I really don't think so. I mean, even before this Sports Illustrated hype and USA Today and all of that, he scored 58 points for his team against Grambling, and they still lost. So this is nothing new. He's going to put up the numbers. It's just a matter of if they're going to win ball game. I don't think it should have any effect on his Heisman choices or his Heisman chances, but the voters might think differently.
It all depends on what criteria they want to use to determine who should get the trophy. Is it statistics? Is it the best player? Is it the guy that contributes to his team winning? And this year there aren't an overabundance of candidates. Napoleon Kaufman of Washington may be having a good day himself.
Well, it's kind of hard not to pick him for a Heisman when he is, as of today, 97% of his offensive output, of the Braves' offensive output as a team. So he's doing what he's thought to do, and that's do all he can for the Braves.
The secondary, very good cover guys, and also they can come back and do a pretty good job on run support.
Well, they've done a pretty good job all the way across the board defensively. Let's see what McNair can do now.
Well, Coach Jones called that one, didn't he?
He did. McNair has the wind at his back here in the third quarter. Incomplete. Intended for Tim McNair. Nope, is intended for Donald Ray Ross. Ross got his jersey tied up so tight it looks, rather than a 2, like a 7. Trey Woods, 23 on the cover.
Well, one thing you anticipate from the defense of the Bearcats, you've got a guy like McNair who's a big hitter. He wants to go downfield a lot, so they're really backing off and making McNair and the Braves offense work for everything that they get. So if you see any deep passes, then it's going to be a mistake.
Under pressure, McNair gets it away, and it's intercepted. Knocked up in the air and picked off by Scott Stewart.
That's Trey Woods again.
Cedric Bryant, number 28, was right in McNair's face, and the hit that caused the deflection by Trey Woods.
They're trying to pick on the little guy. He anticipated that play very well. That's the second time in a row that they've run that play. He was ready for it this time.
Jeff Jordy with the interception.
They didn't fool him at all. He knew where the guy was going. They had just run that play, the previous play. He made an excellent move on the ball.
And Jeff Jordy, a senior from Oak Ridge, Texas, right there to pick it off after Trey Woods deflected it. So another turnover, and Sam Houston State back in business from the 24. Aaron Beatty going to the end zone.
Oh, nice interception.
What a play by Richard White. The safety went high in the air to pull it back for Alcorn State. They'll have it at about their own 1 when we come back.
You're still making great lasagna.
My son is making it now.
One play while we were in commercial as Tony Bullock carried for short yardage, and shaken up on the play was Cedric Bryant, number 28, who is now running off under his own power. Let's go back and look at this pick. This followed the interception by Sam Houston State. Richard White.
You saw the pump fake by Aaron Beatty, but Richard White wasn't fooled. They were in a zone. The safety came over to help the cornerback, That was a beautiful interception.
He looked like he was going up for a rebound.
I got a lot in my career, but I don't think I ever got one like that.
That was pretty. Marcus Hinton, #1 and the leading receiver for Alcorn State, is suffering from shin splints. Remember, Alcorn's not used to playing on artificial turf. That may have contributed to that.
Well, one thing that this turf can do, it should speed up the game, and that should be to the advantage of Alcorn, but not so far today.
Plenty of time for McNair. Incomplete, intended for Donald Ray Ross. And it's going to be 3rd down. College football here on ABC Sports, being brought to you today by AT&T. We help put your world within reach. And by Amstel Light, who says nothing's perfect. 3rd down and 4. Alcorn from their own 7.
You know, to play anything but pass right now would be foolish. They're in the zone. They got the strong safety up on the weak side.
Flags down. McNair lets it go, almost intercepted, and another penalty flag goes down. The pass was intended for Chalonzo Miller. Dwayne Maynard, #2, had the coverage, so we've got at least 2 penalties on the play. One at the line of scrimmage on the near side, one on the far side at the point of the coverage on the intended pass reception by Chalonzo Miller.
Multiple flags on the play.
Well, Alcorn might get a break on this, and with offsetting penalties, it looks like. Now, college has this weird rule about if you're in the end zone and there's a penalty on the offense, they might count it as a safety.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask on the offense, pass interference on the defense, offsetting fouls. 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 from the 7 again. That's right. If a penalty's called in the end zone on the offensive team, it is a safety. That flag was outside the end zone. We don't know whether the infraction occurred in the end zone or not. But the offsetting penalty made it a moot point anyway. So we'll do it again.
They may have gotten the break on that one. And boy, they need as many as they can get at this point. Coming with the blitz.
And it's complete. Kobe Jenkins makes the catch. Eric Anderson was coming hard, and he got to Steve McNair. But McNair got it to Kobe Jenkins for a 1st down.
Like I said, they know they're going to pass. They come with the blitz by Chris Hall. That's good to just get a little bit of a contact on it, but he was hit from both sides. He was pressured by Hall from the left side. Anderson came from the right side. Really laid a lick on him.
But he got the 1st down. Gets away again. Flag down as he passes it to the running back, Tony Bullock. Mark Tidwell, #43, the linebacker, makes a stop on Bullock, but another penalty flag is down.
Well, Bullock had to be surprised to finally get a pass. I think that's the first pass to a back.
Preliminary indication is illegal motion against the Braves. Cardell Jones trying to get something going, and inconsistency, even though Steve McNair threw for 260-some yards in the 1st half. The inconsistency of the team offensively has really hurt Alcorn State.
Well, the turnovers themselves hurt. You know, they've been getting penalties. The defense had been holding up their end.
On the offense, 5 yards, repeat 1st down.
So it's 1st and 15, now back at the 13.
You can't be a good team with just one man. You still have to support that man. We were talking earlier, they scored 58 points and lose against Grambling State University a couple of weeks ago. You can't do that against a real good team. You cannot win by just scoring points.
Over the middle, Kobe Jenkins again, hit immediately by Era Palmer. The gain is to the 19. It'll bring up 2nd and about 9.
You know, we haven't seen Hinton come back in the game at all, have we?
Nope, not since the 1st quarter when he left the game limping. He was bothered by shin splints. That's the report we got. And the loss of Marcus Hinton, a big one for Alcorn State. 2nd down. Pressure again. And McNair blasted out of bounds. Alcorn State just livid that no penalty was called. It looked like Chris Hall.
I think the referee from the backside did throw the flag.
I would hope so, because it sure looked like Chris Hall hit McNair well out of bounds. Billy Holmes, number 51, chased him. And McNair, who runs extremely well, came up the sideline. And when he did skip out of bounds, Chris Hall hammered him. Let's listen to the hit. He had really relaxed. He thought he was safe over there and got hit right on that shoulder.
And see, that's why they call it a war down on the field. That sounded just like combat.
It did. It did. Well, they marked it off out to the 34, where Alcorn State will have a first down. Watch it again. You know, it really looked like Chris Hall, to his credit, tried to hold up a little bit. Didn't make full contact, but he still hit him late, and the penalty was appropriate. McNair with another flag down and an incompleted pass. This one intended for brother Tim McNair at the 40. So another penalty. Robert Watson, the referee. Max Smithy, the umpire. Tim Pringle, the headlinesman. The line judge is John Lewis. This one against Sam Houston State. Billy Walters, the field judge, and Len Williams, the back judge, the umpiring crew today. So defensive holding will be marked off against Sam Houston State. That moves it out to the 44 of Alcorn State. First down.
Defensive holding. Automatic first down.
One thing the Alcorn offense has to be aware of, they can't get too frustrated. You've got a guy like McNair back there. You have to protect him, and you know he's going to score for you. Give him the opportunity, and you take it one play at a time. If they're trying to do it all at one time, it's too much for them.
Throws underneath. Kobe Jenkins draws a crowd and falls forward to about the 46 of Sam Houston State. He's going to be close to a first down.
It looks like they knocked him forward.
So many orange shirts got there. They're pushing each other rather than him. Let's go down and get a report on the tackling that's going on down there, speaking of hitting, from Harry Carson.
You know, Steve, the last two games, Sam Houston State has been credited with 43 knockdowns of the quarterback. Now, that's after the quarterback has released the ball. They've knocked the quarterback down that many times. They've done the same thing today. But basically, they are pressuring Steve McNair with blitzes, good coverage in the secondary.
And on occasion, he's able to beat it as he did that time. Number 82, Chalonzo Miller, with a reception in front of Joey Foster, number 22, for another first down. Now, a gain of 16.
What we see, Alcorn's driving. They're trying to wear down the Bearcats' defense. We almost saw wholesale substitution after that particular play. Just what Coach Mike Lucas was talking about.
Alcorn from the 32, complete to Kobe Jenkins again, inside the 30, and then pushed back. But he will not go down. Era Palmer, number 9, the first to get to him. A reminder that tomorrow night, it all starts with America's Funniest Home Videos and the new comedy On Our Own. Then, after an all-new Lois Clark, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll Be Back, and Sharon Stone star in Total Recall on the Sunday night movie. Parental discretion advised. Great way to end the weekend tomorrow night on the Sunday night ABC lineup. Second down. McNair firing and completing it at about the 10-yard line. Era Palmer tackling Robert Hinton immediately. Chris Hall, number 8, was pressuring McNair again, but Steve McNair almost always able to sidestep the pressure or run away from it and get something on the ball.
You know, that may have been the best executed play so far this half. There comes the pressure. Yeah, that's the good thing about defense. You hit a quarterback, even though he may still complete the pass, that wear and tear can be evident the longer the game goes on.
Little flip to the back out of the backfield, Tony Bullock. And Bullock gains very little yardage.
I don't think he gained a yard.
David Garrett, number 16, who was shaken up earlier, back in the game. I'll tell you what, they carried this man off the field, and he's back in there. That is great.
He's a defensive back. What do you expect?
There you go. Man of steel.
That's right. One thing about that wholesale substitution, what the Bearcats are doing, they don't put in, when they put in other defenders, they are not defensive linemen. They are letting the linebackers with their speed play defensive line so that they can track McNair down if he starts to scramble.
2nd down 10. He's scrambling now. And he'll score a touchdown. Steve McNair saw the opening and took it, and with outstanding speed completes a 99-yard Alcorn State scoring drive.
That was very impressive. 99 yards. Now, no one's going to care. I don't care if you play linebacker, defensive back. You know, he's got a hole that wide open. You're chasing the wide receivers all over the field. Touchdown.
Chasing him is almost like chasing another wide receiver. That's how well he runs. McNair has completed 27 of 43 for 326 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Alcorn State will go for 2. McNair from under center. Throws it and knocked away by number 3, Mike Brown. Good play by Brown to turn away the 2-point conversion. But Alcorn State now cuts the lead 42-23 with 4:54 to go in the 3rd.
I never picked off in my career, so it doesn't make a difference now.
Here's another one you won't have a chance at either.
I wouldn't be looking forward to playing against him anyway.
McNair on 1st down from the 20. He'll have to run it. Chased and bumped out of bounds by Billy Holmes, number 51, but McNair gets good yardage, a gain of about 9.
That was good speed by Holmes. I thought for sure McNair was just going to outrun his ankle and go on a little further for extra yardage. But he made sure that he didn't try and cut back and just pushed him out of bounds.
Billy Holmes is not a big guy for a linebacker. He's 6'1", 210.
That is light. That is very light.
McNair outweighs him by about 10 pounds. McNair with 327 yards passing. It is 2nd down, about a half yard to go. Plenty of time. Complete. Kobe Jenkins has the 1st down at the 31 as he gains about 2 in the grasp of Arapoma.
Coach Randall was really showing a lot of looks to McNair as well. That time they showed 4 people at the line of scrimmage. They only rushed 3. They actually dropped a lineman, or in this case a linebacker, because of the substitutions that they're doing into the coverage. That's why it was held to such a short game.
20th 1st down for Alcorn State. They have it at their own 31. Going long, wide open, deep, incomplete, intended for Donald Ray Ross.
Ross had the wide receiver Brown beat on that play, taking advantage of the inexperience that Brown has as a defensive back, because he is on the roster a wide receiver. I think he was kind of surprised to see him so wide open. Beautiful spiral, but way too far.
How much do you think Alcorn's missing Marcus Hinton?
Oh, they're missing him extremely. I mean, could you see Brown trying to get matched up with somebody like him?
No way. 2nd down 10, still at the 31.
Blitz, coming with the blitz. Intercept.
Almost picked off by number 16, David Garrett. Let's get an update now in the studio from John Saunders.
Steve, Michigan against Colorado, and the offensive show continues. Todd Collins here, 65 yards to Amani Toomer, who gets behind the secondary and then has nothing but daylight. They miss the 2-point conversion. 26-14 is that score. Alabama does get the win. Not impressive, but it's another victory. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Now it's 3rd and 10. Alcorn State with just 1:05 left in the 3rd, and a big 3rd down for Air McNair and company. Complete to Kobe Jenkins, but not enough for the first down. Good play by Aaron Palmer to keep him from getting enough yardage, and we'll see if they go for it, because it's going to be 4th down and about a foot to go from the look of the marker. It may be close enough for them to measure.
Well, it depends on which referee you're looking at. This time, they rush 3 guys, drop 1 guy in the coverage, and they have a spy on McNair in case he decides to run it. He took his time, made a good decision on that play to throw it to that receiver.
Well, they gave him an excellent spot past the 41, so it is a first down. It did not appear to be that far. McNair going long again. Donald Ray Ross on the same pattern, and this time excellent coverage by Trey Woods, who was running with him stride for stride.
You know, there are certain parts of the game where you need some type of inspiration or motivation. It would seem to me that every time the Bearcats see Trey Woods make a play, even though it's no big deal to Trey Woods, they've got to be uplifted in some way.
I would think so. I mean, he's right there with him.
Like I said, it's no big deal to Trey. He just thinks of it as a football game.
They got him in the locker room after the last week's game when he blocked the punt. He says, I should have blocked it. I wasn't even blocked myself.
See,
what's the big deal?
To him, it's not a handicap. It's just something that he has to deal with. Nice pass.
McNair fires it again. This time it's complete to Percy Singleton, and Trey Woods, 23, makes the tackle. But it's enough for a first down in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
You know, from where McNair threw the ball, that was an amazing pass. He throws the ball, he's 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He throws about 20 yards downfield on a rope.
And he just flips it. What an arm. First down at the 41 of Sam Houston State. By Billy Holmes, but enough for the first down inside the 25.
It's good that McNair is a big quarterback, because when he gets downfield into the open area, and when those guys finally catch up with him, they are trying to hurt him.
Well, the best thing they can do is try to get him out of the game. That's something he's put up with for a long time.
Right.
But when you're 6'3" and 220, you can handle it a little bit.
He weighs more than Holmes, who's the linebacker that made the tackle.
That's right. Time runs out here in the 3rd quarter. 42-23, Sam Houston State leading. More after this word and a word from our ABC station. State. And he's buried not too far from here. That statue right here on the campus of the school that bears his name. There may not even be a Texas. If it wasn't for Sam Houston.
I bet if he saw how McNair was passing his ball, he'd want to put some pads on himself.
357 yards passing through the first 3 quarters. We start the final 15 minutes. Steve Zabriskie along with Everson Walls and Harry Carson from Huntsville. And Steve McNair dancing around till he can find somebody open. Now he just unloads it. It's going to be way out of bounds, even though his brother Tim catches it. And a flag goes down as Tim McNair spiked the ball into the sidewall of the track. And the official over there threw the flag. Jeff Jordy, number 19, was trying to get Steve McNair. McNair just unloaded it.
Well, Tim's kind of upset because every time he catches one of his brother's passes, he's out of the end zone. I kind of thought the flag was unnecessary, though. I mean, just a little emotion. He didn't hurt anybody. Didn't hurt the equipment. I mean, you know.
Well, they're trying to really subdue any display of celebration or anger.
Or emotion.
So they're going to mark it off. I think, too, that this penalty being 15 yards is not fair. I think if you do have a personal foul where you've got a fight or something, 15 yards is okay. 15 yards for spiking the ball, I think, is too much.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. 2nd down.
But then who cares what I think, because I'm up here. Well, this is a new stadium record for Bauer Stadium. Paul Singer of Western Illinois had 345 yards in 1987.
Well, you knew that was coming.
Yeah, I think that was kind of expected to happen. Anyway, now it's 2nd and 25 for McNair. Firing throwing and completing it to Percy Singleton, who is dragged down by Mike Brown.
You know, these Alcorn receivers do an excellent job at coming back to the ball once it's thrown.
They do.
That helps prevent a lot of interceptions.
Alcorn with a lead in yardage, very close in time of possession, and if they can score here, it'll be even closer on the scoreboard. Sam Houston State leading 42-23 early in the fourth quarter. 3 turnovers for Alcorn State, a big part of this game. McNair, and he's completing it. Kobe Jenkins with a first down inside the 15. Mike Brown again, number 3, with the coverage, along with number 8, Chris Hall.
You know, to sit up here and just watch this guy pick this defense apart, that's pretty amazing. You know, we can see it developing up here in the stands, up here in the booth. God, he's making the perfect decision every time. He's not trying to do it all at once as a quarterback, and that's good.
Plus, if his line doesn't give him the time.
McNair to be upbeat. Because as you saw in that shot earlier, Marcus Hinton's on the sideline with his shoulder pads off. He left the game in the first half with 6 catches for 81 yards. So it's a big part of the offense gone.
McNair on first down from the 20 completes it out to about the 30, very close to the first down. He should have it. Era Palmer makes the tackle on Kobe Jenkins. Well, coming up next, time permitting, it'll be the Thrifty Carmel post-game report. We'll have scores and highlights from all across the country of college football for you. Time permitting, the Thrifty Carmel post-game report right after the game.
You know, the Bearcats have been doing a good thing here, and that is not trying to just stop McNair completely, but to contain him.
Well, he's trying to uncontain it right here with a launch. Hits the official before the receiver, intended for Donald Ray Ross.
The official,
Trey Woods back there again, stride for stride.
The official used his head on that play. I had to say that. Couldn't let that go by without saying that.
He was doing his job. He was watching the players and not the ball. It was a definite point. There's Marcus Hinton. As you said, Everson, no pads. And he has not been in the game since the first quarter. It is now second down and 10. McNair in and out of the hands of Donald Ray Ross, who was looking back in the sun. Again, let's get a report from Harry Carson.
You know, see, the one thing that Alcorn really should not do is throw to their right, especially bombs, because the way that the sun is shining right now, these receivers are forced to look right back up into the sun. They should go to the left side because they have some shade on that side.
Good point, Harry.
And yet again, the last 2 have been to the right, and it may have been that Donald Ross was bothered by that sun on that very pass. He was looking right back into it.
They still have open trips to that side of the field. We'll see if McNair notices this problem from his wide receivers. If anything, they should come back to the huddle and tell him the problem that they're having.
Yep. 3rd and 10. McNair over the middle. Almost picked off. Eric Anderson had it in his grasp, could not hold on to it, but it's going to be 4th and 10, and Alcorn will have to punt it away. Steve McNair may have hurt his throwing shoulder. This is about 10 minutes ago when he threw a long pass. Remember the pass that was out of bounds, out of the end zone to his brother? After the pass, watch what he does. When he sees that the play is out of bounds, he starts favoring that throwing shoulder and looking at the sideline. So maybe it's not the hit he took on the left shoulder. Maybe he has hurt his throwing shoulder.